I don't know how I'm still awake at this point. I can't even say the word awake. That's a new way to put it. It's been a long day. We're not going to introduce this one too much. Just know it's a tiebreaker. It's the Asia. It's day number 1. We're in Group B right now. If Orange win this game, we go to one last tiebreak match, and then maybe it comes down to numbers. If Zenith win, they move on. They will be the final team who go on tomorrow with MUC, LGD, as well as Myth Trust, the surprise from Group B, who have already secured first place in the group. Without any further ado, I'm LD, and I'm joined by a man who deserves a lot of gratitude for sticking with me the whole way. He is Merlini. And Merlini, I'm going to ask you to plug yourself now because I'll probably forget by the time the cast ends.
Sure. I am a streamer on Twitch. I stream all the time. Twitch.tv/Merlini Dota. Also, my YouTube channel, Facebook, and Twitter, all the same, /Merlini Dota. Thanks, LD.
Yeah, guys, Merlini is a fantastically educational streamer. I highly recommend you all check him out. And I guess let's walk through the drafts. Pretty standard bans. I think the one, well, actually not that standard. We see the Night Stalker and the Tinker ban. These are, especially the Tinker, clearly targeted at what Zenith like to do, which is just spread the map and just find those pickoffs.
Very interesting NS ban by Zenith.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I mean, there's a lot more stronger heroes in the pool. Traditionally, like Darkseer is, a much stronger hero. But, they're apparently scared of the ganks from Night Stalker. Maybe Orange puts in a very good use. I don't think we saw a Night Stalker use in the last game that we casted, but looks like they picked up Rubik and Luna as their first 2 picks.
What do Orange look to do with this? It's going to be interesting for them. I think it was Orange earlier. They're not really a team who I feel is comfortable with the Luna. It's, really where she shines is what we saw TNC do, and that's TNC's style is you go for some early aggression, but really it's all about it. At some point in the game, you group up and you just start pushing, and that's where Luna shines because she doesn't need a whole lot of farm, just the BKB, or even just the drums, Aquila, just those cheap, cost-effective utility items, and then you just go as 5, but that's not really Orange. Orange are more of a, spread the map, get the farm going, get your multiple semi-carries big. Luna can work in that style, but oftentimes they're better picks, so we'll see. I'm not convinced this is an Orange hero. It's still a great hero, just I don't know if it's their hero, but we'll find out. Zenith are going to have some opportunity to respond.
Yeah, Zenith picked up Batrider first, very common first pick or ban. Just a very strong and flexible hero. He does decently well. Even if they get BKBs, he's still a very useful hero.
Yeah, he is quite useful. And I think one thing that may... Oh, wow. The Naga again. They love their Naga, man. They really do. And they don't have anything amazing to set up, but it allows them to just do that split push. And always if they get into trouble, you can just disengage. If they want to force fights, they have good heroes to do it as well. It's not that they have to play that way. Naga, Brewmaster, Batrider, when these 3 get level 6, maybe if you blink up on the Bat or the Brewmaster, it's scary when they start barreling down at your towers, and it's really hard to take a fight.
Brewmaster has not been a common pick recently either. He was really popular back when Enigma was popular because his Panda ultimate did not get stopped by Black Hole, so he could just interrupt it if his ultimate was up. But, we really haven't seen him that much recently either.
Yeah, of course, that's something that's changed in one of the recent patches. I think he started playing since that took effect, but Brewmaster now does get caught by the Black Hole. So it's a small... Well, we'll see if it even matters in this game. There's Enigma's just not really the most common pick. I'm thinking more likely a Darkseer for Orange. That's what we see LGD loves to do, is get the offlane Darkseer, the Luna, and then just get the early mech, and that's going to fuel the push with the Luna. But the issue is Naga's a great hero, and if she's in that safe lane, to get early kills on Darkseer, because you surge away, you get netted, and then you're pretty much fresh meat.
At least they have some answers for Eclipse very early game. Typically, we see like Fury on Tree has some sort of summon units, but they have Naga illusions, they have Brewmaster ultimate, a lot of things that can just tank the Luna ultimate to kind of negate that very heavy AoE damage in team fights.
Yeah, let's see if they can negate it. Orange really taking their time with this last pick. I feel like they were caught a bit surprised, especially by the Brewmaster, which is not something we've seen much out of. Well, they go for the Beastmaster. It's looking like what TNC did earlier, and this is something, again, LGD really were using it a lot back in the GST Challenge a week or 2 ago. Get that early Enter Beast, And Beastmaster and just start controlling the mid lane. You could even try and push the Batrider back, force him to blow his Firefly just to clear out the creeps if he's there. It might be the Brewmaster mid though. In fact, that's probably more likely. Brewmaster mid, Naga safe lane, Batrider off lane, or jungling. And Beastmaster. What do you think about that matchup? If it's Beastmaster mid, well, the Masters, the duel of the Masters, Beast versus Brew, who prevails?
I think Beastmaster obviously has better rune control. He can just send his Hawk to one rune and then the Quill board to the other. So he should be able to probably outfarm. It should be relatively even, though I don't think any of them will pick up any early kills. I do think Beastmaster is actually a pretty good pickup in this because they have some very devastating ultimates on Zenith. If Batrider lasts someone, he can get roared, and then that ultimate's pretty much negated. If they roar and pick off Naga Siren before she can sleep, that'll be a very big win for Orange. And same with Brewmaster. If they can kill him before his ultimate, and that's a really big team fight threat that they don't have to worry about anymore. And you really need sufficient lockdown, and Primal Roar into a telekinesis, maybe some other stuns after from their last two picks will really help with that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's something they need. It was a lot of lockdown required, and it's a reliable stun. It's also, if this game goes later, it's a hero that can find you those picks, not just to burst down a Brewmaster before he ults, but it's something you might need to breach high ground against Zenith, and just preventing them from having that full team fight combo. So let's see if they can make it work. There are some interesting mechanics of this game. Rubik could maybe still summon the Siren, or we saw Firefly Rubik on a broomstick a few times today. That should be a movie. That would be a lot of fun. And a Brewmaster ult, one of the easier ultimates in the game to steal, because Clap actually has a pretty decent cast animation. So if you don't kill Rubik before the Brewmaster ult ends and he's following you, as soon as you come out, you can look to grab it. So let's see if he does that. All the strong tri-laners being banned now by Orange. Undying, Keeper of the Light. And on the other side of Zenith, they're banning all the supports. I want to point out they banned Chen, and the reason I bring that up is that Extinct is really renowned in the Asian scene for his jungle play. Frankly, we almost never see any sort of junglers like that nowadays. We don't really see Chen or Enchantress from the Asian teams too often, but Extinct is one of the few players who's good enough to command that ban.
So it looks like we actually may have some sort of push threat from Orange, because they have banned Coddle. Coddle's one of the most notorious anti-pushers in the game, and Zenith is also scared of it because they banned the Chen. They have Beastmaster Aura, Luna Aura, both are very good for taking out early towers, whereas Zenith is actually lacking a little bit in the AoE. You need that sort of spammable AoE spell to try and kill that creep wave, and Brewmaster can't just walk up and clap creeps. He might just get roared and picked off immediately. Naga Siren, she has Riptide images, but those is not really that spammable.
And like we saw from TNC and from LGD in the past, and like we've talked about, Inner Beast plus the Luna Glaives, or not the Glaives, the Aura really lets you push fast. Even Rubik's decent at clearing waves, especially if he steals something like Clap or Riptide or whatever else is to come. They could push really hard. Beastmaster can farm that quick mech. We saw it from TNC earlier today. I keep on mentioning TNC. I don't know why. They just ran the similar strat, and it's what's on my brain right now. But it could work. What would you go for with Orange? If you want to push, well, that would have been one of the
always pick up Syllabear if they wanted to. Syllabear, decent off lane if they want to put the Beastmaster middle, Rubik plus X plus Luna in the bottom lane. They have banned out THD, so it looks like they're banning most of the very strong anti-pushers. Tinker's already out. Coddle's already out, THD banned, Mag banned. These are all from Team Orange, and it looks like they might be going for early towers. They really don't want to contest Naga Siren late game. Her split pushing ability, as we saw last game, is just really hard to deal with when you don't have that sort of mobility from Tinker. Luna can't really split push that well, neither can Beastmaster compared to a Naga Siren. So I don't think they really want the game to go on that long. They did pick up a Quap next, so Quap will probably be mid lane with Beastmaster off lane, I suppose.
Yeah, off lane Beastmaster. He'll stack the Ancients if Zenith don't ward them, but a hero that can't really approach the creep wave against Naga plus anyone doesn't have the mobility to escape.
Orange is dire this game, correct?
Yeah, Zenith on the Radiant again. They were Radiant last game, and Orange on the Dire. I think there's a coin flip to determine it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so Beastmaster is better on Dire. The Ancients are much easier to stack. You can stack them from lane at the tower. You don't even have to, run away that far. Whereas Beastmaster on the Radiant side, it's a pretty far walk just to stack those Ancients. You pretty much have to commit to one or the other. You can't do both like on Dire.
And one thing we've seen earlier today is if you're able to push that tier 1 in the off lane, for the Dire, then it's a lot harder to actually farm the Ancients. You're exposed to multiple gank paths. You're also up against a Bat Rider who can fly up the cliff and look to gank you there, so he can look to stack them, but it's something that Zenith could punish. They don't have the best pushing tri-lane, but they have plenty of heroes to clear the creep wave, and Beastmaster's not... He's decent at stopping pushes, not amazing, so we'll see, but that's something that could come into play later on. Disruptor as the last pick here for Zenith. They get a big... As far as supports go, this is probably one of the best team fighters in the game. Once he gets the levels, once you have Static Storm and a few points in Glimpse, this can really set up the pickoffs.
Yeah, they have really strong team fight potential if they get a very good Naga sleep initiation, vacuum into kinetic field, into Disruptor ultimate. That's going to be very, very devastating for them.
It's pretty scary. My question about Zenith is, the team fight sounds great. What are the lanes going to be? They have they're a lineup that needs, I want to say, not even just level 6. They need more than that. For Darkseer, you've really got to get towards level 11. Naga can be pretty strong at 6. Batrider and Panda are decent at that point, but how are they going to find all the experience? And also the other storyline, will Orange be able to punish that?
So it looks like they picked up Enigma as the last pick from Orange, which, you know, with the Eidolons and Luna Aura and Beastmaster Aura, they can actually take early towers in their tri-lane. So good pickup by them.
Yeah, it's also, if they're going to go for a rather greedy lineup with a lot of heroes that are going to be just content to farm and not really fight. I mean, Zenith's not looking to gank early. They've got great mid-game gankers, but nobody's that scary. Even Disruptor as a support just doesn't do much. So, because of that, this Enigma pick, they can get away with it. Normally his weakness is he doesn't offer you anything if the enemy's being aggressive in the laning stage, but that's not something I expect from Zenith, and so I think this is probably a pretty smart response. It also gives them a way to kind of counter-initiate and try and team fight. Well, will they be able to? It's hard to say, but I mean, even getting, you know, this is the hero that could farm that early mech, and if they want to push, that's something they're going to need.
Once he gets BKB, it's going to be very difficult. There's only one thing that can stop them. I guess Batrider Ultimate, but Batrider Ultimate is pretty difficult to land on a, you know, even a BKB to Enigma. You know, if you get in close, you probably get sucked in by the hole. Only Net is pretty reliable, you know, pretty far cast range, and it goes to BKB. But they might be using that earlier in the fight. So it looks like all 5 of Orange's heroes are starting off top.
Yeah, speaking of Orange, let's introduce them quickly. Ice on the support Rubik. Sentries and Observers already picked up. Rather defensive, just making sure they have access to that jungle. They want Extinct to get the early levels unchecked, and they want to be able to pull most likely Extinct on that Enigma. KYXY playing the Queen of Pain, and last but not least, it is WW, who was first seen playing for them at SMM. He is a Heroes of Newerth player who's recently transitioned to Dota 2 and has done pretty well so far. He'll be handling the Beastmaster. On the side of Zenith, Ice, Ice, Ice. We saw him on Naga last game, but this time around, he's going to be on Darkseer. He'll be on the off lane. It looks like it's an X-Freedom Batrider, and he's normally one of their support players, so he'll be jungling, maybe even doing some mid pulls. Already you can see doing hitting on those trees. Somebody call the Environmental Conservation Committee or something, because he's just burning them all up. Middle lane, it's going to be the King, who was off lane previously, so a lot of role switch-ups for Zenith from this game. And well, the Kane's going mid as Panda. We have Lux on the safe lane. Oh man, Disruptor. There you go. It's been a long day, guys. And Naga Siren going to be played by XY farming in the safe lane.
So we see Raiden actually warded that Ancient spawn, so Beastmaster's not going to get anything from there.
And it's what we talked about, is this is something you could do. Does he have money for sentries? No, actually, yeah, he does. So wow, was he pulled all this regen? At least some of it. Not all the regen, but some.
Rubik has sentries, but it doesn't look like he needs it on top because Darkseer does not have any Observer Wards. Hopefully we see them pass it to the Beastmaster so he can catch up in levels.
Yeah, middle lane, KYXY. What's he doing over there? Well, really tanky, the Brewmaster. Not often you see a Queen of Pain just wanting to stand directly next to a Brewmaster, but has that early Shadow Strike. We're going to have to see some bottle crowing from Panda. I think otherwise he's just going to get harassed out of lane.
KYXY definitely expected a bat middle because he started off with a magic stick, but they weren't as predictable as Orange thought.
And the harassment, he's just so relentless on this Brewmaster. Brewmaster not having fun. KYXY really sticking it to him. On the other lanes, we'll take a quick look. Enigma free farm, you can see he's leading as far as creep score goes, but those are jungle creeps, not worth quite as much. Ice, Ice, Ice getting some experience, not being shut down. Beastmaster getting a little bit less. The lane is starting to push, though. Zenith not controlling this very much. And something they could be doing. They could be going for the pulls. I guess the issue is Naga can't really keep Beastmaster out of lane by herself, but he's going to get experience anyway, so neither offlane really being shut down fully. Although
yeah, both of them have... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it seems like Ice is maybe getting a little bit less because he got a little experience, but now the lane's quite far pulled back.
We have one jungler from each team. It looks like Bat is, jungling, trying to stack those big camps, and then Enigma. So we don't have the typical aggressive tri-lane. It's more of a jungling tri-lane with the opportunity to gank if they see a good opportunity.
Wow, I guess we're both really tired because there was a ton of action bottom. Two heroes barely escaping with their lives. Tails, both of them have tails. It's the tail strategy from Zenith. I think the others are lacking, though. But WW actually lives. Now he gets a ton of experience off of this. Yikes. And there's a Darkseer illusion up on the cliff. Did Rubik throw it up there? I guess he did. Oh man, so many weird things. I feel like I'm watching Bizarro Dota right now.
Denied.
So Bat Rider trying to double stack the camps. He's only level 2 right now as compared to Enigma's level 4, but he should catch up very fast as soon as he clears those stacks. Disruptor has actually been stacking a little bit too, but that's not for the Bat Rider, it's just for himself.
Yeah, and I like that because they were giving a lot away to the Beastmaster. He's already level 3 though. He's getting close to a Soul Ring, and then if he goes for the Ancient stacking, once you have the Soul Ring, you can pretty much do them. It's just a matter of time. And we'll see. For the moment, Naga farming, just a lot of trades around the map. Nobody really committing to anything. Yamate is getting a little bit more farm than the Naga, but it's pretty close. Darkseer, only level 2. We compare that to the Beastmaster. He's a 3.5, so Ice a little bit behind, but we all know Darkseer can catch up, and with Bat Rider doing a lot of stacking, that's something that maybe they'll have Ice just come and take this experience. It's something we've seen before in the past. Continuous harassment mid, but actually Panda's ahead in levels. Queen of Pain just falling behind. I guess it's been Checky Runes.
It's been because of the creep pool mid.
Yes.
The Bat Rider has been pulling some creeps to these double spawn, and that hurts Quap very much, especially in this sort of matchup where she should have the upper hand.
She's got 7 denies and Brewmaster is 0. Sure, he's melee. He doesn't get you don't lose as much experience to denies when you're a melee hero, but still, it does show you the mid pull can really limit the potential of a snowball hero to just get off to that really quick start. He's not even going to have that ult super quickly, so it's going to be hard to assassinate the Brewmaster mid. But nonetheless, KYXY still getting his farm. Brewmaster his as well. His bottle crowing continuously. Sure, he's got to do it, but Darkseer doesn't really need that courier anyway. The safe lane's left unchecked, so it's something they can afford to do.
So let's see. Ice is just hit level 3 right now. Enigma pretty close to his ultimate right now. We may see a black hole gank for first blood on mid if he can get a smoke up.
Yeah, he's already got the Soul Ring. He's farming very quickly. Just an unchecked Enigma is a scary thing come mid game because he's going to get that early mech if he wants it, or the Blink or the BKB, whatever it is. If you're going to give that up, you have to get trade-offs, and I guess they're getting them to some extent. X-Freedom is doing a lot of jungling. He's already level 4, been pretty efficient so far. Now he's going to farm a big camp stack. This may get him close to level 6, certainly up to 5. And he's going to have that early lasso, so it's not only the Enigma, but also the Bat Rider. Both of these junglers could look to get active pretty soon. Enigma a little bit ahead, but not too much.
Yeah, Enigma just at level 6. We probably will see a first blood very, very shortly. It's about to be nighttime, and ganks are about to start happening. The wars just expired for Radiant on top, so, black map for both teams. Very dangerous time.
Yeah, if you look at the Radiant Vision, it's nighttime. That first night, obviously your vision decreases unless you're Luna, at least in this game, and then you're going to have to be a little bit more careful on the Dire side. They don't see a whole lot, but Beastmaster just content to farm up those Ancients. Mid lane, there's the first blood. I don't think that's the hero we expected to get it, at least not without some help from Enigma, but by golly, KYXY does it, gets the first blood, gets a strong start for Orange, and Lux wanders, trots through the middle lane, but this level 3 Disruptor, I'm not sure what he's hoping to achieve.
So Orange does have a smoke on him. We should see his black hole gank very soon. Panda was waiting for his bottle crow, but he just got way too low, and Quap just took advantage of his low HP without any regen besides bottle crow and just picked him off, even at tower with his ultimate up.
despite having the, what was the mid pulls are great, but if you get a kill on the enemy solo, you're out. You're just way ahead. He's already level 8. He has gone for Max Scream, only the 1 point in Shadow Strike. Not really as concerned with the harassment. More just wants to be active around the map, bursting heroes down, pushing really quickly, and he's gonna be able to do that. Lux forced to kind of support him. The junglers for both teams, you see a smoke up on X Freedom. Not only that, but 1100 gold. Man, Jungle Batrider really farms quickly. There's almost nobody else in the game who can keep up with an Enigma, but Bat is a hero who can more or less do it.
So checking out the creep score, Luna's on top with 47 last hits and 27 denies. So, he's just denying. Ice just a lot of experience. He's only level 2 still. And then Enigma closely behind with 45. And then Naga and Quap 43 and 42 respectively.
And it goes back to, it's not just the Darkseer that's being shut down, but it's the Beastmaster that's really not. He's almost level 5. Boots and the Soul Ring's just about ready to be purchased. He's going to check the bottom rune. He hasn't really started stacking the Ancients, but now he could look to do so. Normally you need those Ancient stacks to get level 6 in a reasonable time frame, but he's just kind of getting it for free. They catch out Brewmaster, they force out the ult, you can't kill that Queen of Pain, just doesn't have the burst, so now focusing on Extinct. I don't know if he should be chasing this, but he's gonna try. Now he thinks better of it. Now he wants to run away. What is he doing? He's not microing his Earth Panda here. Are they going to go back in on him? No, it looks like he'll be okay. I thought maybe Quap could have turned around, but she's a bit low on mana. It does have 11 charges. Well, not really the Panda ult he was hoping for.
Yeah, not a really effective mid lane Panda. He already died once, and just not effective use of his ultimate. We need to see better use if they want to win this mid lane. Panda's traditionally a little bit weak solo just because he is melee, and Quap with her Shadow Strike harass, just clearly outlanes them, out harasses them, and they need to get something out of laning this Brewmaster middle.
If we go back to the draft, the Brewmaster was picked up, I think, right after the Beastmaster, correct?
I believe so.
I think they were expecting a solo mid Beastmaster, and that's something Panda does well against, or at least should be pretty even. But Queen of Pain is a tougher beast, and there wasn't really another place for the Panda, so it feels like it's kind of a fast one that.
Oh, actually, Beastmaster was picked after the Brewmaster. First pick was Bat, and then it was Luna and Rubik.
Alright, never mind then. Forget everything I just said.
Naga and Panda, I think, were next.
Well, we're seeing the Brewmaster. He can be really powerful just with that Bottle Crow spam, especially against melees, but Queen of Pain's a hero that can punish almost anyone. And
Enigma is smoked mid. He's looking to get a kill on this Panda.
Yeah, Extinct is smoked up. We still haven't seen a black hole. He's up to 1,000 gold. If he finds this kill, they get a tower. That mech comes really quickly, and Panda no ult. He's going to be a relatively easier kill without it. He's not horribly far off of his blink. Could have it in say 3 or 4 minutes if he's not ganked or picked off. And the blink daggers for him and possibly for the Enigma, but especially the Panda. That's going to be an important thing to keep an eye on. XY starting to jungle now. We're going to see an early Radiance from him. Looks like not buying anything yet, up to 2,300 gold. And it may turn into a longer game the way it's developing.
Yeah, Freedom almost has his blink, so we'll start seeing some aggression from Zenith once he gets his blink and last. So if he has blink dagger right now, he's going to go home and heal. He has a smoke in his inventory, so keep an eye on him.
Yeah, Freedom up to 58 CS. That jungle bat. Blink, smoke, boots, bottle. And he started with boots. It's only 10 minutes, and he's also level 8. Is he ahead of the Enigma? Oh, no, something on the courier, I think, being delivered to Enigma. No? I guess he's just ahead. Wow. That's impressive. I mean, Enigma's, we're sort of used to him being the fastest jungler in the game, aside from old Lycan before he got nerfed, and damn. That's scary. That early blink dagger. There are some targets that can be picked off. The Rubik, the Enigma are definitely easy kills if Bat can find them. The offlane Beastmaster is an easy kill. He's going to have openings, and the Ancient stack, this is something I talked about in the draft. If they're able to kill that Beastmaster, get the tier 1, they may be able to try and steal the Ancients or just win a big fight near Roshan.
So we see the blink backing. He doesn't even need to use his smoke.
Oh, will it be enough to kill him off, though? He's low, but he gets away with the roar. Now the counter gank with the Eclipse. Double kill from Yamate. He was glimpsed back top, but not before the damage was done. So he gets a free TP back to the top lane on top of the double kill. That could have been a great glimpse, but turns out to be a disastrous one.
Wow, very nice play by Orange. Luckily, Beastmaster just hit 6 before the Batrider came. If he had a TP scroll, it would have been just a little bit faster, but he wasn't able to make it down there in time, and Beastmaster hit 6, and that roar into Eclipse, right before the glimpse went off, just yielded 2 kills for Orange. Very nice counter gank.
And you talked about it several times earlier today. Is Luna, not only is she good as she has a high impact as far as the safe lane carry goes. You dive her tower, she TPs in, drops the Eclipse. It's not something that other heroes that we've seen today can necessarily do. Heroes like Weaver, or Phantom Lancer. I think we saw Weaver in Starladder yesterday, actually. But it's all a blur at this point. But yeah, I mean, that's the power of the Luna. She's a great counter ganker. She's got that burst damage. She's a high impact carry as opposed to a lot of the other carries, which are more about that mid to late game.
So we see they take an easy first tower top with Eidolons and Lunar Blessing, just uncontested after that, staggering double kill on bottom. But it looks like Zenith might retaliate with his T1 push on bottom.
Yeah, the Illusion scouting things out. Meanwhile, the Ancient stacks continue, and once this tower falls, it's actually been rewarded, so they know about the stacks anyway. I mean, no big surprise there. Beastmaster in the offlane, probably stacking stuff. Top lane, though, it's Ice, taking some big damage. He'll fall. A bunch of TPs used to punish this. They know Eclipse is on cooldown. This will be a big kill. Yamate is the lead farmer when it comes to net worth, and that's going to help equalize the gold graph, so Zenith get a counter gank of their own to try and match what was already done by Orange. A starting to be topsy-turvy this game.
So XP and gold graph, both in favor of the Dire. About 3,000 XP ahead and almost 3,000 gold ahead too. Granted, they do have one more tower down, so pretty much 1,000 of it's from from tower and just 1,500 just from pure farm.
KYXY is going for a Lincoln Sphere. It's interesting choice to take this late against Zenith. I talked about it against TNC. I think they'll be a little more comfortable late game on the side of Orange, simply because they have Black Hole and they have Roar, which, that's how you just get your immediate initiate and look to pick off, something like the Naga or the Brewmaster before they can counter and, try and disengage if they need to. So I think they could take this late, but again, that's just where Zenith are comfortable. And something we saw earlier today from Orange is their mid to late game decision making, especially without Mushi being playing for the team, has been less than ideal. It feels like they're a little bit unsure of themselves in that stage, not having their star player, not having sort of the soul of the team at the event. We'll see if it does go late, but these builds suggest they want it to.
Bat's looking for a pickoff on this Beastmaster with the Observer Ward there. They're looking to get a blink right now.
And they're going to gank the Ancients after this. If he falls, now he'll get out of range just in time. Maybe could have used the sleep there, but they don't want to waste the level 1 sleep. It's got a long cooldown. Ice starting to catch up a little bit. Level 6 at 15 minutes in, which is by no means great, but it's okay. Also, Extinct's gone for the Blink Dagger. They've got a lineup that could push, but he just wants to be a little bit more aggressive around the map and have the potential for that big black hole. They get the kill on Ice. Is there a trade? Not really. Oh, middle lane, huge action. It looks like Panda gets picked off. And now the Vex Freedom comes in. He's got the last, so he'll let it fly on Ice. Ice should fall to this. A lot of damage. The Static Storm. Oh, KYXY able to escape, but then gets netted. So many ways to punish this Queen of Pain. The counter ganks. It's whoever's getting kills, it's always coming on counter ganks this game.
A very nice TP and reaction. They didn't even need to use sleep for that. Very nice glimpse into a kinetic field, into a Naga net to kill that Quap. Very costly kill for Quap.
And that's the downside of going for that early Perseverance. If you're going to build Lincolns, a lot of players prefer to get the Ultimate Orb first, because Perseverance doesn't actually help you survive when you're up against Burst. Probably would have died anyway. That was a really ill-advised blink, jumping forward towards the tower, but hey, it's also just Zenith quick on the TP reactions.
So Orange, or WW, looks like he's taking out this Ancient stack. Probably a Rushing Scepter with this early point booster. They warded the spawn, but they were unable to actually get a gank off.
He's looking rather tanky. 1100 HP. Just not an easy kill. And also level 8 already. Has the level 2 Call of the Wild, so he's got access to the Hawk at least. He's got a Point Knitter Beast. Compare that to the Darkseer, who's a bit, well, actually catching up. Really catching up at this point. The mech's coming soon. Actually, Ice is rotated over here. Places a lane ward. It looks like Ice wants to show a little hate towards Ice Ice Ice. How confusing is that? And by the way, just to make things worse, these guys were playing together on Orange in some previous events. And now a Blink comes out on the Panda.
Freedom is smoked. He's looking for a kill middle, but his smoke only has maybe 10 seconds left on it.
Freedom, yeah, the smoke about to run out. He's sitting mid. He's even coming to a 4-staff soon. And that's that's sort of their answer to that Beastmaster Aghanims. We have some great long-range single-target initiation of our own. And the Aghanims is not out yet. The 4-staff is going to be quicker.
I expected Orange to take more towers with their Luna and Enigma, but they haven't been able to get any really easy kills. Like, they've had to die the T2 for the kill, and Zenith has been very good about reacting to these ganks with TP and glimpse back to punish people who want to run away, etc.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the fights have just been taking place. When they're finding kills, it's so far in Zenith territory. They're often without creeps, and even if they are, they take a lot of tower damage. Maybe a few heroes get picked off. Then they're forced back. One hero that's sort of fallen, I mean, kind of from our attention a little bit because he hasn't been involved too much lately, is XY, who's level 12. He's got the level 2 sweep. He's got sleep. He's got a relic up on top of Arcane Boots. The Radiant's coming very soon, and it looks like just a simple trade attempt from Orange, who are just not prepared for this group up mid. They get the tower mid. Now they TP bottom. Batrider is here. Wants WW, but Freedom will die first. Panda ult dropped after the sleep. Sleep gonna be canceled up pretty quickly. Oh, not quick enough on the Cyclone there. Oh, they glimpsed it back. What a glimpse! Oh my goodness. Just when you think you're in, just when you think you're out, they pull you back in. But he still blinks away to safety. TP's out. Insane though. That range of glimpse to be able to pull a hero back from like a screen and a half, just ridiculous.
So Orange retaliates by getting a T2 tower top. It's about to fall. Only has 100 HP left. And that is down. So actually Naga Siren has a relic up. He's sending a Radiance to himself right now. So that's going to be a 19-minute Radiance for XY on Naga.
I would say it's an improvement over what did we see earlier? A 24-minute Radiance from Ice Ice Ice. So he'll be happier about that. Now granted, he was not contested, but he'll take it. So this is looking like it's kind of it's heading towards the late game. We've been saying that a lot today, but it seems to be the case right now. If it goes that direction, do you have a favorite, or do you think both teams pretty good shot?
I like Radiance lineup a little bit more for that, especially with this Radiance Naga. She's just gonna really outfarm this Luna, and she's gonna have a hard time, doing much in team fights. She's not gonna be able to move with net on. Even if she gets a BKB, oh, it looks like some actions on bottom.
Oh, they already got the 1 kill top on the side of Orange, but now it's gonna be potentially a worse fight, or maybe not. There's your Eclipse and your BKB. They may have bit off a lot more than they could chew. The Radiance is delivered. The Glaive's bouncing to the Courier, almost killing it with, I think, a single bounce. Ice arrives, and when it's all said and done, 4 heroes dead. It's always dangerous to try and gank a Luna. I mean, if she gets that Eclipse off, that's all she wrote. And unfortunately, the Static Storm just doesn't do anything when you're able to pop that BKB. Oh man, that was painful to watch. Naga does pick off the kill on the retreating Rubik, I think with an illusion there. Now Xtick maybe going to die to Ion Shell. The fight's still going. Now 3 kills back the other way at a TP bottom. They want the Luna. They know the ult's on cooldown. Will this fight ever end? I don't know. They've got Glimpse too. They should be able to catch her if they get the vision. It's nighttime. If it was daytime, that's a kill, but it's not, so she lives.
Yeah, so Naga dying after the Radiance. They did not fight with Panda Ultimate that time, so it would have gone a little bit better for Zenith had that been up. But that Eclipse and BKB just totally demolishing Zenith's lineup at this stage in the game.
It's like putting your head inside of a shark's jaw and trying to, fish out a quarter or something. It's likely to end poorly for you. And it does. So, Zenith, a little bit set back by that. We look at the gold graph. It is really starting to dip in the Dire's favor. They should be going for Roshan soon. They've got the map control. They've got all the damage they need. Enigma can solo that Rosh. Then you've got Inner Beast. You've got Luna. So it should be a pretty easy kill. They haven't gone for it yet, but I think we'll see it soon. Maybe they'll wait for Eclipse to be back up if they really want to be safe. Playing it safe for now, and it looks like Beastmaster may go for an Aghanims. Well, not may go for an Aghanims, but we should have it pretty soon.
Yeah, it looks like Dire's getting carried away on this gold graph now. It's 5,000 gold in favor of Orange. And it looks like they can probably do an early Rosh, as you just said. They have the auras for it. They don't really need lifesteal, but they have the boar for slow. They have plenty of ways to take it. Enigma Eidolon's very good for that as well.
I mean, even just having a hero like Beastmaster with 11 armor, he's tanky with that Rin of Aquila there. He can just tank it for a large extent. And not that he really needs to, but it's just another option. Another thing up their sleeve, basically. Enigma went for the early blink, now goes back for the Ogre Club. We're going to see mass BKBs from Orange. And that's going to be troublesome for Zenith. They got the lasso, they've got the net from Naga. They have some ways to deal with BKBs, but they also have a lot of heroes who will be relatively useless against them. Panda's not going to do much. Darkseer, the wall, it does a little bit, but you know, you're not going to be Ion Shelling, you're not going to be vacuuming heroes. And Disruptor does nothing, so these mass BKBs could be troublesome in the mid game until Zenith's carries get a little bit, their carry rather gets a little bit more farmed.
Definitely. Let's see what Rubik has. He's going to be pretty important. He's going for a mech, so he's not going to be able to, you know, position himself outside of the fight to try and steal Panda ult or try and steal a glimpse or something like that. He might die because he doesn't have any sort of defensive item, but they do need a mech on their team. Typically, it's on the Enigma to get one. Usually, they rush Soul Ring mech, but he went for a more offensive build with Blink Dagger.
I'm getting distracted by the stream chat. Yeah, they get the tier 1 uncontested, and who will build that mech? We'll see. I even thought maybe the Beastmaster would do it, but he just went for the raw HP with the Ogre Club as well as the point booster towards the Aghanims. And they continue the push. This is a really, I want to say it's such a different timing, because normally with the Luna, what we've seen from a lot of the Asian teams is she hits level 7, she's got the max nuke, and then the level 1 Eclipse, and 2 points in the aura. And you start pushing, you group up as 3, 4, 5, and go for mass towers. Orange, their timing is like 10 minutes different. They're waiting a lot longer, but now they're starting to flex their muscles a bit. And just look at or XY. He's usually the one playing the Naga, but starting to really be a nuisance. You mentioned being able to outfarm that Luna. He's not there yet, but I think he's catching up at the rate he's going. He'll be ahead of her fairly soon.
Only 1,500 gold behind her at this point, but you know, Radiance does allow you to farm, you know, 4 camps at once if you want to, 2 lanes. You know, you can just farm the whole entire map. They don't really have another hero that requires that much farm, as opposed to last game where we had Tinker, you know, just botting around the map and marching. But you know, all the farm should pretty much just go to Naga at this point of the game.
Well, we'll have another pause. Gives us a moment to kind of see, I guess, check item progressions a little bit more. KOXY has completed the Lincoln Sphere. It's not really that fast, but he's got another 2,100 gold, so it's actually pretty farmed on the Queen of Pain. Yamate, it looks like a Manta style coming out for him. In fact, he's got it. Wow, that's scary. BKB and Manta. We saw it earlier today. You just start, basically just, you know, you're lobbing grenades at them with those glaives, and they're just diving for cover. They don't even want to come and fight, so this is scary. This is a pretty fast, pretty good farm on really all of Orange's core heroes, aside from the Rubik, who you mentioned is quite a bit poor.
So we have a smoke on bottom. Looks like the Panda, Disruptor, and Batrider are all smoked behind Ice Ice Ice.
And they're just sieging this out with the Luna, not really committing anyone else. We have a Rubik sitting behind her, but that's not going to be enough to keep her safe. She will start to back off now. And all the while, XY forces a few heroes to stay top. And the nice thing for him is that tier 2's up, so if they ever try to go on bottom, well, first of all, he can push top and try and draw them back, and if he doesn't draw them back, he can always TP in and sleep. A Batrider can look to lasso someone. They've got so many ways to initiate on Zenith, and feels a little bit more lacking on Orange. They've got the Luna who can just run in, but there's not many heroes who can just walk in and stun someone and lock them down, aside from the Beastmaster right now.
I like Orange's playstyle right now. They're really trying to pressure Zenith before the Radiance farm can really kick in. They're really just trying to, you know, force her defense. She only has, you know, 1,400 HP. She did recently pick up an Ultinor, but she didn't actually have any survivability items until just recently. And they're really trying to stop her before her images just become a real big pain to deal with. You know, Rubik is not going to be able to take his images out at all. Neither will Enigma.
Yeah, once those images get big enough, and it's going to cancel the blink of the Enigma, which is just going to make it harder to find openings. That it's all about the Beastmaster. He'll be the only one who can do a thing. And it'll also it'll kill off the creep waves, which makes it harder to push into. Sure, Luna can do some damage. They're actually going to go in. Extinct is invis here. Do they have any detection? I don't think they do. Eclipse comes out, and they black hole just for the Panda. Was it worth it? It was, because they get 2. That's a level 3 Eclipse. Oh man, that was a lot of damage. A couple Lucid Beams hitting creeps there, but didn't matter. They get 2. Every time this Eclipse is up, they just seem to find at least 2 kills, and with that, the tier 2 should fall. Well, if they don't want the Naga to have too much more time to farm, that's a good way to limit it. Get that fight going in their favor, and now the tier 2 will fall. And the map control tightening, and they've got the Beastmaster, they've got the Luna for nighttime vision. They're going to have some pretty decent map control as we head towards the mid game.
Yeah, very good play by Orange. Notice those 3v4 bottom. Beastmaster was pushing mid against the Naga, and then Quap was farming top. So it was pretty much 3v4 fight, and they came out on head. Very good use of Eclipse. Very nice Luna play by Yamate.
And finally they go for the Roshan. This should be a very quick and easy one. Eagle Horn up on Yamate. Butterfly coming soon.
We see a smoke on Zenith, but I do not think they will be able to contest it. It's about to fall. It's at 500 HP, and it's going down. It has gone down, and Luna has picked up the Aegis.
There's no Eclipse. There's no Black Hole. This could be an opportunity. Freedom jumps in, but immediately gets roared and brought down. Oh, that's a big kinetic field, but there's no Static Storm follow-up. It's actually cooling down. Boy, would they have loved to have that there. But it looks like Yamate will fall. The Aegis expired, but 3 heroes already dead. They paid a heavy price for that. And Panda looking to be in trouble. Ice might even steal that Panda ult. Oh man, this is what I talked about earlier, which is how easy it is to steal. He does blink away, but in comes Extinct. He's got to clap soon. He will, but the damage already done. Primal Split has been stolen. Even more team fight. A team wipe and a fresh Panda ult to go with it. And Orange barrel down mid. This is looking pretty damn good for Orange.
Yeah, wow, that was a very nice team fight. They only lost to Aegis in that fight. That was without Hole too, so you can imagine what it will be like on a 5-on-5 with Hole.
I really think if they had Static Storm, that would have been a completely different fight. That kinetic field caught 3. It wouldn't have done a thing to the Luna, but I think it was, I want to say the Rubik and the Enigma caught in the kinetic field, and that could have been 2 quick, easy kills, but instead, it just goes completely the other way.
Yeah, this Radiance is not actually working out for them yet. They've just been under siege, like all their lanes and all their heroes have been very susceptible to ganks. Naga's had to actually come back and defend, which is not actually what you want to do with Radiance. You just want to power farm with Radiance and get your next couple items. You want to get fast Heart, fast Manta, fast Diffusal, and Butterfly. But he hasn't really had any room to farm once he's gotten his Radiance. It was I think 18-minute Radiance, and since then he's only farmed an Ultimate Orb.
And the Ultimate Orb doesn't do a whole lot. Even when you get the Manta, it's... On Naga, she's already an illusion-based hero, so yeah, you get a few more illusions. It's not really a game-breaking item. There's not like a silence that you just desperately have to remove. I guess you get Malefice off of yourself. But it's... I think even with a Manta, it's not enough at this point, because Yamate's going to have a Butterfly, and that scares me a lot more than a Naga Manta. It's a pretty big illusion army. It's really good at stalling, but in 5v5... they've got a decent amount of AoE between Fade Bolt, Axes, all the Queen of Pain has to offer, and the Glaives, so those illusions just not tanky enough for my taste if I'm on Zenith. KYXY jumps forward, we're gonna go, and Orange, we're actually heading top, KYXY just scouting things out it looks like, and now the siege begins, you can't even get close, or down, you'll fall to the Glaives, bouncing in, they will glimpse one back, it's KYXY, but the stolen Panda ult just protecting him. And the Song of the Siren comes out, just trying to delay this. I don't think there's anything they can actually do. They disagree. They go in, but the Eclipse is here. And the Eclipse is actually not as strong as I thought. They're not really doing that much damage. Yamate already lost the Aegis. Is this a big turnaround? It could be. Yamate will fall. Oh boy, now it goes the other way. They're all on the run. Beastmaster dies to the Riptide. Is Zenith really gonna do this again? It looks like they'll defend for now. 4 heroes dead. Merlini, you're just either a good luck charm or a curse, depending on your point of view. But every time we cast, it's just this game of back and forth.
Yeah, here we see the power of Batrider. Luna just charged up, BKB'd. Okay, I'm going to Eclipse and I'm going to crush these guys. And he's like, oh no, I got a Flame Lassoed into the throne. And, just 3 towers beating on him, just way too much to handle. And then, just caught out of position with Luna down. They force a retreat, and they have very good chasing power with Net, with Surge, with Glimpse, and they just crumble. Lost 4 heroes after that nasty fight at Roshan.
Lux with a double damage rune up. Oh, that'll be nice. He can farm a little bit quicker. Freedom with the Force Staff, he's definitely slowed down. At one point, he was really pulling ahead, but pretty much has gotten all his core items up. Anything else would be luxury. Man, that was a big overextension from Orange, and this is what I was talking about earlier, is their mid to late game decision making just really isn't. It doesn't really. It's not up there with their skill and their proficiency in the laning stage, and their individual mechanics are top notch. But it's this team decision making which they just don't seem to be quite on the same page, and that's something. Zenith are a little bit more experienced playing with each other as a group. With Mushi being absent for Orange, they're taking advantage of that and forcing some mistakes. With all that being said, it still feels like Orange should have the upper hand here, but for how long? Because now Naga
has her Lincolns right now.
Yeah, has her Lincolns. Didn't actually go for the Manta style. Which actually Lincolns makes a whole lot more sense. You don't want to get roared and then focus down. So now she's got a reliable way to get that sleep off.
WW is holding a gem right now.
And Luck's holding one as well. Both teams with a gem, but obviously the Beastmaster gem going to do more for you with the Hawk to scout things out. Although I suppose you have Firefly to work with on the other side. Both teams kind of prowling around through each other's jungles, hunting for kills, protecting their carries as well. And nobody really finding anything. Butterfly about to come out for Luna.
We see a Ghost Scepter on Queen of Pain, probably to counter Naga Net.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Naga Net is a physical disable, and so when you use that Ghost Scepter, you become invulnerable to physical, pretty much physical anything. So you can remove the net or just dodge it.
Once Luna gets this Butterfly, though, she's going to be very, very hard to take down, like BKB and Butterfly. And she doesn't actually have lifesteal yet, but, she's pumped up by Beastmaster's 40% attack speed R. She's just going to do a lot of damage. She could probably kill Panda's little splits, while he's in ultimate form. So that's going to be very devastating for them if Panda actually dies while in ult.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't, even just killing the Fire Panda quickly does a lot, because that immolation damage is significant. Not so much at this point in the game, but the Earth Panda is going to be hard to kill, but even if you're just forcing him to run away, that means maybe an extra Cyclone that's not happening, a Boulder Toss that doesn't happen, and that can make the difference in these fights.
Yeah, and with her Glaive bounces too, she's going to be able to take down these Naga images very fast, which is the majority of their damage right now. They don't really have that much actual physical damage, just Naga images splitting up, Riptide and Radiance damage, and if those are gone, the majority of their damage is gone.
Oh, they catch out the Naga. She's got the Lincolns, but it looks like she won't get it off. What a gank by Orange! Oh, they catch that Naga, and she doesn't have buyback. They kind of need that Song of the Siren. Can they defend this? Or is this going to be 1-2 lanes of Rex? I don't know. This is going to be real hard to fight. There's still Black Hole up. There's still a BKB on the Enigma.
Oh, we see a buyback from Naga.
Oh, just got enough gold to do it, it looks like. Well,
it looks like Orange retreat.
Pretty fortunate.
So Roshan still another 4 minutes. They really need just like a good opportunity to push mid, either a pick off on Naga like they just attempted, or an Aegis, or some sort of advantage so they can push up that hill.
Well, they do force out the Naga buyback, which they don't, like you said, they don't have much physical damage. She's the only real one who can deal it. And getting that kill on her, it's just going to delay any kind of item progression to allow her to do it. So I think it's a pretty huge win for them. You compare that to the Dire, and not only is Luna a pretty good DPSer in her own right, but she's got Beastmaster backing her up with Inner Beast. Eventually we may see other R items, even maybe a Necro 3 or something if this game goes long enough, and that's going to make her hit a lot harder.
Yep, looks like she's opting for Helm of Iron Will, probably turning that into a Helm of Dominator, and probably into a Satanic later. That just lifesteal and BKB. She's going to be almost impossible to take down during her Black King bar, unless, they have a Flaming Lasso into the the throne towers or something like that. But barring that, she's nigh impossible to take down during her BKB. Granted, it is only 6 seconds at this point, but 6 seconds in Eclipse is maybe all they really need, because they have Black Hole to follow up on. They have Roar. They have Rubik, who can steal Naga Sleep or Lasso or any of those strong Radiant spells.
Yeah, I think all they really need is the Roshan. If you get that Aegis on Yamate and he doesn't lose it immediately after the Roshan attempt, if they have two lives on the Luna when they actually breach high ground, I think that's it. It's going to be tough for Zenith to fight that anyway. It'll really take, like you said, just a great lasso pulling Luna incredibly far away from the rest of the team if they hope to try and stop it. But Orange, maybe not going to wait for that Roshan, just want to go now. The clock is ticking.
They tried to smoke behind the Naga, but, Orange was all middle trying to push this mid tower. Mid tower has fallen, so Rex is exposed at this point.
Army of Naga, not Nagas, Lunas, this cat brigade going to work. That's just the illusions, and look at how much damage they're dealing. Forcing out a glyph with those, A Naga illusion is parked mid to prevent the creep wave from joining them, at least immediately. It will take some Radiance burn. They back off for the moment, and a tower denied top lane. So even when they're getting towers on the part of Zenith, it's a denied tower.
Kind of a waste of glyph, I think, for Zenith. It was just illusions just beating on the towers. You know, they can just AoE it down, and they're not going to have it up. If Orange takes Roshan in 2 minutes and then they push immediately after, they're not going to have glyph up. So it's almost certainly a Rax after Roshan.
Yeah, unless they can somehow win a fight, which is asking a lot. Because not, I mean, even if they have even if they get the jump with Arj in a fight, it's still going to be tough. And can they find the jump when there's a gem on the Beastmaster and there's great wards all over the map? It's so hard to get that element of surprise, especially late game in general against good players. They're going to be aware of the map. If they see you missing, they'll back off. But when that Beastmaster Hawk gem combo is there, it's nigh impossible to surprise them.
This Quap is actually really farmed as well. She has Scepter, Lincoln's, Ethereal Blade, Trez, and Magic Wand. She's second richest in the game.
Time for the Dagon 5. I'm not even kidding. That is something that we will probably see if this game goes much longer. It is one of the preferred styles from Southeast Asian Quap players.
So 1 minute until Roshan. We'll probably see until then. No one wants to get picked off right before Roshan and just give up that free Aegis.
It's going to fall soon. And is there anything that Zenith have that they can look to maybe... I don't see it, man. I'm not seeing it in the items. There's no hexes. There's no big damage items. They're still trying to farm a pipe on the Darkseer. I guess they can look towards buybacks, but these aren't really great buyback heroes. Darkseer, once he drops his wall on his vacuum, it's a long cooldown on the vacuum with the nerfs to it. It looks like the Dire just kind of patrolling the enemy jungle. Not going to find anything, but... for the moment, Orange just feeling comfortable in their position, waiting for that next Roche. Zenith stalling, but it feels like a race they're not going to win.
The gold difference is huge at this point. Almost 20,000 in favor of the Dire at this point.
20k gold lead, which isn't the most we've ever seen, but it's a game where Orange probably had the upper hand. Or it's at least very close with a, no gold lead, and having that big of a lead, and having the extra Aegis at your disposal is going to make life really tough. 4k up on Yamate, sells the TP scroll, so won't have one, but I don't think there's enough counter push on Zenith to really punish that.
So it looks like they are taking mid right now. Radiant does not have glyph up. It's still 2 minutes cooldown on that.
You know, it's along with buyback, it's one of the most important things when you get to this stage of the game where a one fight for one team means Rax, possibly means the game, and it may come back to haunt them. I don't know if it'll really be the difference maker, but it's one of those things that could be. In comes the Courier, it's delivering that Helm of the Dominator, still sitting on 3k, has enough for buyback Boots of Travel, I believe, especially if she sells the Tranquil Boots, or disassembles them. And the Rack's just gonna fall, pretty much uncontested. Nothing they could do, and on the sidelines of play, it's Queen of Pain who finds a solo kill on the Disruptor, and he's actually a pretty big source of damage for them with that Static Storm. After the Naga, there's just nothing. And they're just giving up a lane of Rax for free, and that means Orange with all their ultimates and the Aegis may just back up, heal up to full, and then go for a second lane.
Things are looking pretty bad for Zenith at this point. Naga is not sufficiently farmed to, make a significant impact in team fights. She has a Reaver at this point, 1,500 or so until finishing her heart.
And she kind of needs it to deal with all the physical damage, just something to help her tank, but... they also need damage from her. It's got to be up to XY. It's kind of the opposite of last game, where they had the Tinker, they had the Naga, who got much more farm than what we've seen here, and they had so many ways to just kill heroes. It's something Zenith are really lacking right now. They've got that big team fight, but they've barely found any.
Yeah, this is why we see most teams have like a backup sort of carry. On Dire side, we see Luna, who has majority of the farm, and the Quap, not too far behind. She's actually higher in net worth, it looks like. Well, he probably has something bringing to him on Chicken, but, they have a backup carry and backup damage dealer in case, Luna gets disabled, Luna gets roared, or, Luna gets lassoed, or anything like that, and they have some secondary output of damage. But for Radiant, it's pretty much just the Naga illusions doing most of the damage in these team fights.
And even at that, they're not really doing as much as you would hope for at this point. Largely because Luna's just killing them. or they're even on cooldown because she's trying to counter push the other lanes when the push happens in that lane, where they're going for Rax. So Orange group up towards top. I like how they backed up there. There was a moment where there was a bit of a mini bait happening behind XY, and that could have been a mistake from Orange. It could have been an opportunity to pop that Aegis and maybe at least stall this game out. But Orange, they back up, they regroup, they make sure they're all clustered together. And now what could be the game-ending push, it comes in the top lane.
Satanic is complete on Yamate. He's super tanky at this point in the game.
Yeah, that was the little something on the courier, that over 4K of gold of items. Now firmly back on top in net worth, and he's just going to go to work and look at the glaives bouncing through. Not actually doing that much, but there's no illusions out yet, and now the Manta cools down. Will pop that Manta, just chopping away at everyone. Extinct blinks onto the high ground. Black Hole BKB just for the Brewmaster. Queen of Painel for good measure. Can you say overkill? Static Storm and Kinetic Field were perfect, but just don't do enough at this point in the game. Caught 3 heroes there, didn't matter. Yamate's dropping low, he's got Satanic. Will he use it now, or is he gonna save it for the second life? He saves it for the second life. He'll come back. This fight getting really chaotic. Yamate comes back. Does he focus the Rax? Does he go for heroes? He's doing a little bit of both. The Luna Illusion's actually doing a lot to Orange. On the other side of play, it's KYXY on cleanup duty. Kills off the Queen of Pain. That Ethereal Blade comes off cooldown. And now round 2 with Yamate just casually throwing out the Lucent Beam. It looks like Orange are going to push this tiebreaker to the 3rd set. It's going to be Orange versus Paggy Big TNC, most likely, as they get 2 lanes of Rax, and I just don't see the comeback happening for Zenith.
This Luna is just way too stacked. They don't have an answer to her.
She's a cute-looking gal, that's for sure. And they're taking the Rax. They're going right for the throne. This is it. Orange are going to be 1-0 in the tiebreaker. Zenith are 1-1. So now it's Zenith who have to hope that Paggy Big win. In which case, it comes down to numbers, and I don't remember who won faster. It's either who won faster or who lost slower, who's going to advance. I don't know what they decided on. If it comes down to that, we'll see. But Orange take this game, and now Orange in the driver's seat as they dive the fountain. Still no GG's called, but it's game.
There it is.
Oh man, they really don't want me to sleep. And it's funny, and the reason I bring it up is Ice was actually trolling me in the chat before the game. He said he was gonna throw the game just so that I wouldn't be able to sleep, and then laughed maniacally. And I'm not kidding, I'll even show you guys the conversation after this is over. But that wraps it up for this game. Zenith versus Orange. Orange take it. This is a tiebreaker between 3 teams, which means Orange have won their first tiebreaker. They haven't played TNC yet. TNC already lost to Zenith, so Orange just have to beat TNC to move on. If they lose to TNC, then it goes down to the numbers game. Who won faster, who lost slower, something along those lines. I'm LD. I was joined by Merlini. Merlini, where can people follow you?
Twitch, Merlini Dota, and that's my same handle for Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. So you can follow me at any of those places.
Awesome to have you aboard, Merlini. I think you may be getting some well-deserved rest. I think I may be splashing some water in my face. But guys, we have one more match coming up. I think it'll be happening anyway. I'll let you know for sure in just a few moments. But for now, that wraps it up for Zenith versus Orange. Orange take it. We're headed to our final tiebreaker. We'll see you on the other side.